Americans don't give a crap about this not being made in America. Every American has an iPhone already, and it doesn't matter if it were made here. Not more Americans would have iPhones. Less would, because they would be 5 times more expensive.
So we'll use cars.
It would be unfathomably
the first American car company.
Slave labor is what produces these iPhones. Remember,
it's not just slave labor. It's the fact that you can send it over there and have it be made and then send it back, and all of that transport cost is still less in the United States. You could actually take a lot of the regulations and get rid of them in the United States, and a lot of the problems that you get with unions and stuff, and the cost of producing these things would go down. But that's not something that you hear anyone actually discussing very often. Regulations are a significant contributor to the cost and the prohibition, or not prohibition, but the hurdles to producing things in America.
I mean, look, I was saying it before, the first American car company, Ford, GM, Chevy, to come out and say, look, our cars are going to be a little bit more expensive, but we're going to make them here. And we're going to
different era.
I guarantee you, the first company that does that, there will be a pickup truck of that company at every construction site. Every soccer mom will be driving around in whatever SUV that company has.
No, they won't, because they
want to buy American.
They won't be able to afford it, unfortunately.
People want to buy American.
At 3, 4, 5 times the price?
But you're making up that.
No.
That
How much, again, this technology, you're saying that slave labor is involved.
So let's start with
this
cars.
Stuff. People, we pay them pennies on the dollar.
The company is going to have to take a little bit of a hit.
No, the people would, because that's who's going to pay for it.
It's a give and a take.
Look, I mean, there are Teslas that are made in the United States.
Yeah.
Right?
There are some BMWs
they're
made
heavily
in Georgia.
subsidized, both here and when they're also built in China.
Well, they're heavily subsidized, but there's also massive regulations, and there's unions that you have to deal with as well.
Right.
So we could probably get rid of the subsidies if you got rid of the same regulations and the union.
Yeah, that's
and there's competition. Well, I mean, look, dude, you can smirk and kind of smile.
No, because it's not. I don't think you're doing a fair example, because again, Tesla gets a ton of its parts and its workers abroad, and like the downstream
workers that are working in America. You think?
Phil, so a lot of the parts that Tesla
Elad.
So a lot of the parts that Tesla uses in the building of their cars, it's a global market. These items, these microchips, these all these processors.
I'm aware that no one can make a pencil. Elad, I'm aware. Okay. I'm aware that no one can make no one person can make a toaster. No one person can make a sandwich. I know that the market. I know that there's a market out there, and that it's the market that makes it possible for all the parts to be put together. That's not saying that you couldn't make things in America, though.
I'm saying you can. It would just be a magnitude of order more expensive.
Based on the current structure of everything right now. You're forgetting that we could change the way things are. I agree with you. I understand your point. I totally do. But I'm saying that I think what he's trying to say is we should change the way that it works around here so that we have the ability to allow for American companies with incentives, which is the correct way to get people to do stuff, not by subsidizing stuff. You subsidize, you kill. Don't do that. Yeah. You incentivize American business to make things here for cheaper so that, like you said, you can have American-made cars and you don't have to have all these crazy send everything across the country or send it across the world. Then we don't have to have a Navy taking care of everything. I also understand, though, that we need to have a Navy there. I also believe in our 11 carrier groups because they're sweet. But I also think that I see your point. I think what we're trying to say is we don't have to do things the way we always have done. There's a bias to want to do things the same way you've always done. You don't have to do that. You can do things differently, and we can radically change stuff. Look what we've been doing. So I understand what you're saying. It would cost more to do in America if you're basing off the current structure right now. But
people live paycheck to paycheck right now. People are complaining, right? There are issues with the rising prices of eggs. Now we're talking about these tariffs again that would affect the consumer in a negative way. I feel like there's a misunderstanding of what the tariffs are, because again, I still believe it's the purchaser who ends up paying the tax for it. Okay, I know that was a whole topic that we were hitting on there. If Trump is able to implement it properly, Trump has done, flipped the table on a lot of different policy proposals and how we handle things. Maybe we could check it. I have faith in Trump.
Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.